Hi. Oh, hopefully that wasn't too loud for the people online. Sorry. Welcome everybody to our all agency meeting and award ceremony. Very excited to see all of you today. In the past couple of weeks, I've been doing a lot of work researching, how do you lead during difficult times? Because I think we've been in hard places before. And this is a group of people I trust more than anything to navigate these times, but this is a little bit different than some of these difficult situations we've been before. And I found this site that really resonated with me. And it said that, 4 things that you can do when you're leading through difficult times. And number 1 is emphasize purpose. There is a quote that is attributed to Mark Twain, but most people don't think that he actually said it because it's too positive. And if you know Mark Twain, he was pretty negative. But the quote is, "The 2 most important days in your life are the day you were born and the day you find out why." And I will say that within a few weeks, really, maybe a month, of me being at the Department of Health, my windy road to get here all of a sudden made sense. I knew that all the training I had done, all the classes I had taken, the 2 extra fellowships that I did that didn't make any sense, were all building up for me to be able to work with all of you. My why is because I know when I show up to work every day that I am helping to lead a team of people who are actively saving lives. There are lives today that will be saved and people that will see another day because of the work that you all do. Number 2, I show up for you. You guys are my why. I've never worked with a group of people who are as smart, I mean wicked smart, about crazy things that I had never even heard of before. You are kind, you are thoughtful, you're driven, and you're passionate about the work that you do. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. And you love each other fiercely. And that is the place that I want to be every single day. I know for a fact I will never have a better job and a better group of colleagues. So thank you for being my why. Number 2, maintain transparency. We're working really hard and to make sure that anything that is happening has happened, that we're getting that information out to you the best we can and as fast as we can. So if we're not holding up to our end of that bargain, please let us know. I know you guys also recognize that sometimes frankly, we just can't. We're not allowed to. So thank you for giving us grace in those situations as well. I'm going to skip to number 4 and then go back to number 3. So number 4 is provide the right support. Let's continue to take the time to check in with one another. How are you doing? What are you worried about? How can I help? If you see a colleague that is struggling, maybe they're not responding to their emails like they used to, maybe they're a little bit short in their responses. Are you guys hearing an echo? No? Okay. Don't jump to conclusions, right? That is the time when you need to lean in and say, how can I help? And you'll be surprised how often you'll see them drop their shoulders, they'll sigh, and they'll say, yeah, I need help. To move back to number 3, remember the 4 things when you're leading through difficult times: emphasizing purpose, maintaining transparency, providing the right support. And number 4 is recognize achievements. So even though we're going through all of this lately and it's been a difficult time, we have to take the time to recognize achievements, which is why I'm so excited to be here with you guys and celebrate today. So we're going to move to the all agency awards here very shortly. But before that, there is another award that we need to celebrate. So get out your little guys. And I'll just warn you, I thought mine was just like a very weak one, and I was sad with my friend. And then I realized Paul told me, you're not blowing hard enough. So let's practice. Everybody blow as hard as you can in your noise maker. Perfect. You guys got it. You got it. You got it. Perfect. Perfect. All right. So the big announcement is, because this is truly an award for all of this, because this is not one person, one team, one group of people. This takes a lot of work to get in this place. I am excited to announce the Indiana Department of Health has been recognized as a top workplace for 2025. You guys, this is quite remarkable. There is so many things that will come from this. This will help us to continue to recruit great and wonderful people so that they can see from the outside what an amazing group of individuals that we are, that we're passionate about our work, that we love what we do. So we have been recognized nationally in the USA Today as a top workplace, which again speaks volumes to the level of dedication and collaboration through the Department of Health. We've been recognized as an Indy Star Top Workplace, which is a local acknowledgement highlighting us as one of Central Indiana's best places to work, and shows our commitment to integrity, empowerment, and compassion, and values that define who we are and how we serve our community. And IDOH was also selected as a Top Workplace Award for work-life flexibility. So thank you, everybody. Kudos and congrats to all of you. All right, now I would like to welcome up Pam, our Deputy Health Commissioner.
Thank you so much, Dr. Weaver. How exciting to be recognized as a top workplace nationally here in Indianapolis. That is amazing. So congratulations. And really, I mean, what an honor to be selected among all different types of workplaces that we are at the top. So congratulations. We're going to go ahead and continue with the agency awards. I want to, before we get started, want to thank all of you so much who submitted nominations for these awards, who took the time to recognize the work of your colleagues, the work of your teams, to submit these. These were hard selections to make. And so thank you so much to the selection committee. Thank you again to those of you who made these nominations. So we'll go ahead and get started. We want to recognize all of the nominees. You'll see your name here on the slide. And then as we announce the award winners, come down this left-hand side and you'll have a picture taken with Dr. Weaver and your division director or assistant commissioner. So let's go ahead and get started. Recognizing the nominees for exemplary leadership. And the Exemplary Leadership Award recognizes an IDOH team member for outstanding leadership demonstrated through innovative work, crisis response, or team development. And this year's awardee was recognized for leading the Division of Family Health Data and Fatality Prevention with Come on up, Jamie Smith. Woo! Jamie Smith, congratulations to you for leading the Division of Family Health Data and Fatality Prevention with vision, courage, and poise, and expanding and motivating your team through your inspiration, commitment, innovation, and collaboration. Well done. And again, congratulations to all of the nominees who received this recognition as well from folks nominating them. Very proud of all of you. Yeah. Yeah. Stand up, please. Woo! All right. Moving on to outstanding teamwork nominees. Again, if you see your name on the screen, please stand up. We want to recognize you as well. Congratulations. Woo! The Outstanding Teamwork Award recognizes an IDOH team for contributions having a remarkable impact on IDOH and public health. And this year's awardee team is recognized for distinction and pride in successfully collaborating with programs across IDOH to improve, and I'll get through this quickly, before applause, to improve capacity to understand, analyze, and share data, and helping leaders in developing ways to improve data systems and processes to increase efficiency. This year's Outstanding Teamwork Award winner is the ODA Data Science Team. The Exceptional Customer Service Award, and nominees, please stand. This award, congratulations. This award recognizes an IDOH team member for providing outstanding service consistently to internal and external customers. And this year's awardee was recognized for providing excellent, timely customer service with passion and enthusiasm to internal and external partners, going above and beyond to ensure their needs are met, assisting others to understand the impact of data, and innovating ways to use data in the best way possible. Congratulations to our awardee, Haley Hannett. Congratulations. The Power of One Award recognizes an IDOH team member for individual achievements with exceptional impact on IDOH and public health. Will our nominees please stand? This year's awardee was nominated for her dedication and passion in reconvening and expanding the Indiana Breastfeeding Coalition, creating a new statewide 5-year breastfeeding plan, and serving as a widely known and respected expert on breastfeeding. Congratulations to Anne Marie Neely. The Public Health Hero Award recognizes an IDOH team member for exceptional spirit and practice of public health. Will our nominees please stand? This year's awardee was recognized for leadership of the Early Hearing Detection and Intervention Program, exponential growth in services for families of deaf and hard of hearing children to maximize development and educational progress, and continued education and advocacy for stakeholders and families. Congratulations to Mariana Barquet. Congratulations. Our next award is a new award at IDOH this year, recognizing a team member for decades of success, service, and impact to IDOH and public health. This year's awardee is a familiar face, not just to IDOH, but to local health departments across the state, who will go every extra mile possible to promote and provide public health services and safeguard the health of adults and children. This individual was recognized for unwavering commitment to public health, exceptional leadership, and strategic vision to advance immunization initiatives, strengthen partnerships, expand vaccine access, and improve health outcomes. Dave McCormick, your Congratulations, Dave. Your dedication, expertise have made an extraordinary difference in the lives of Hoosiers. And I really want to thank Megan Lytle and others for coming up with really thinking through how we can recognize folks for really lifetime achievement of service. And Dave, it's an honor to recognize you as this inaugural Lifetime Achievement winner. All right, congratulations to all of our award winners. And we're moving on to service awards. So it will again, and I'm going to try to mute this as best I can, but. Okay. Fixed it, but it took off my slides. There they are. Here comes Quinn. Nope, nope, nope. There we go. Yeah. Thank you, Quinn. Thanks so much, everyone. We'll get this back on track. So again, congratulations to all of our award winners. And now with the service awards, again, when you see your name on the screen, come on down this left-hand side to receive your certificate and have your picture with Dr. Weaver and your assistant commissioner. So we'll go ahead and get started. Recognizing individuals within the Women, Children, and Families Commission. For 5 years, Amanda Cox, Haley Hannett, Justin Perez, Christy Linson, Laura Leffler. 10 years, Bethany Colson, Carmen Glass, Kimberly Canaday, Kajari Newell, Laura Chavez, Nona Mahari, Sarah Kiefer, Verna Crenshaw. 15 years, Elise Yates. 25 years, Rose Fresh and Tasha Smith. Woo! And for 30 years of service, Pamela Ashby. Congratulations. Within the Operations Commission, recognizing 5 years of service, Cody Smith, Jacqueline Sherwood, Megan Lavender. For 10 years of service, Seth Greathouse. Keep going. Yes. All right. Within the Office of Strategy, for 5 years of service, recognizing Nurupam Verma, Lisa Welch. 10 years of service, Carl Rothenbacher, Stuart Kindig, and for 15 years of service, Brooke Mullen. Next up, the Infectious Disease and Epidemiology Commission. What's up with this now? There we go. For 5 years of service, recognizing Carol Torres, Christopher Tarrant, Nick Larkin, Kyra Veach, Leanne Sullins, Rachel Correa, Savonre Cooper, Tashana Rogers. For 10 years of service, Dr. Jennifer Brown, Jill Brock, and for 30 years of service, Kathleen Wilson. Congratulations. Congratulations. Moving on to the Lab Services Commission, and they will recognize their team members at an all lab staff meeting coming up soon, but definitely wanted to share with you the folks who are being recognized this year for years of service, 5, 10, and 20 years of service to the IDOH laboratory. So congratulations to all of them as well. And particularly those longtime staff members, 25 years, Michael Cross, Taylor Dow, 30 years, Pradip Patel, Mark Zellner, 35 years, Dwayne Whitfield, the 7th, and for 40 years of service, Bahara Kumar Patel and Michael Oberthur. Congratulations to all of them. Recognizing folks within the Public Health Protection Commission, Megan Lytle, for 5 years of service. Brittany Seachting, Haley Sherwood, Joshua Dowell, Katie Etter, Kylie Huntington, Joseph Rakoski, Kurt Frederick, Mark Miller. For 10 years of service, Aziza Mazatova, Brittany Gross, Eric Eldridge, Lee Disbro, Andrea Whitmer, Tracy Brunette, and David Muntz. For 15 years of service, Donna Walker. Recognizing some longer-term staff members within the Public Health Protection Commission. For 20 years of service, Stephanie Lofton, Susan Henry, Tamara Johnson. For 25 years of service, Bradley Beard and Elizabeth Bolin. And finally, for 40 years of service, Sharon Griffin, James Powers, and Ron Clark. Congratulations. Congratulations. For the Local Health Services Commission, recognizing 5 years of service, April Gates. For 11 years of service, Elizabeth Westfall. And for 15 years of service, Catherine Nicely. Congratulations. And last but not least, the Health and Human Services Commission, Eldon. So recognizing 5 years of service, Ryan Cunningham and Taylor Isley. For 10 years of service, Brian Bushing and Sally Petty. For 15 years of service, Carly Gibson. For 30 years of service, Shelley Boltinghouse. For 35 years of service, Laura Heinrich. And now it gets serious. Seriously, for 45 years of dedicated service, Kimberly Reef. And rounding us out for 50 years, 50 years of service, Murray Lowry. Congratulations. Let's give another big round of applause to all of our awardees and service award recognition. Woo!
All right, everybody, we're going to jump into a leadership panel. So I can have all my panelists, please come on up. We are running short on time. I want to make sure we have enough time to play our fun game. So I'm going to ask you guys just to keep your responses brief. And rather than going through and having you introduce yourselves, when I ask you a question, then go ahead and say, you know, your name, how long you've been here, what your title is. So first of all, congrats to you guys because you were chosen among your peers and leadership as leaders in this agency. So can we start by giving them a round of applause? All right, so Paul, I'm going to start with you.
Oh, no.
You've helped on interview panels for several other leaders in our agency. Is there something that you look for when you're looking for a peer? Name, title.
Yeah, no, only the resume. No, yeah, I think when I think of sort of a peer leader, I'm looking for somebody who knows themselves pretty well. So one of the questions I like to ask folks is, you know, how do you like to be managed? And it's a really simple question, but I try to direct folks like, please don't tell me you need to be you don't want to be micromanaged. Nobody does. But you should, you know, really you should know yourself. And that's to me kind of a hallmark of leadership. If you can't figure out what you're looking for, both in a boss and in the people that you're going to manage, then you're going to struggle in that role. And so that's something that I always look for when I'm interviewing folks, and when I'm sitting on interview panels with other people. It's how well do you know yourself to be able to convey that message to your team and to the folks that your peers that you're going to end up working with, because I don't want to go to you and have you kind of hum and haw through an answer as well. I think you got to be confident with the role that you play.
Awesome. And your name is Paul Crevens, and you're the Division Director.
Paul
of
Crevens,
Led and
Division
Healthy
Director,
Homes.
Led and Healthy Homes. Happy to be here. No idea how many years I've been here. It's all a blur.
Awesome. Good job. Okay, so moving on to, and these are questions that they submitted, guys, so that they were like, hey, ask me this question. So thank you guys for doing that too.
Wow.
You set
Oh,
yourselves
the
up for this.
answer, it's our fault.
So we expect really good answers here. Okay, I'm gonna kind of skip around here a little bit. Jamie, what keeps your staff motivated to do the difficult work that you do?
My staff, I think it would surprise a lot of people to know how much time my staff spends speaking to families, to children, to mothers who have lost babies, to fathers who have lost their wives. I think that one-on-one connection that they have to families and communities that gets them outside of True North, I think that is what motivates them to continue doing their work, is they are really serving families.
You. Larry, what drives you to be a leader?
What truly drives me to be a leader is the passion that my staff have. A lot of folks think, again, that in Vital Records, Division of Vital Records, I'm director. A lot of folks believe a lot of folks believe that it's just a push of a button and that's it. My staff also spend a lot of time researching, ensuring that the information that leaves IDOH is accurate, correct, because we know the impact that can have on a customer when it reaches out to us. So my team's just passion in doing the work is really what makes me continue to show up for them. So.
Thank you. Christina, have you ever faced resistance to innovation or change within a team or organization? And what was that situation? How did you handle it? And were you ultimately successful in implementing your idea and plan?
So I'm Christina Samuels. I'm with Consumer Services and Healthcare Regulation. I'm the Division Director of Strategic Resources. I've been with the state for 5 years. I think I got it.
Why did we start with Christina?
Follow the rules. She's a rule
healthcare
follower.
regulation. We like the rules, right? So I think we were looking at some just ways to leverage resources that we currently have within our commission. And I think we all met as division directors and we're like, this is a great idea. Let's do this. And then when we rolled it out, there was some really good, clear communication from our teams that were like, oh, maybe this wasn't such a great idea that we created in a vacuum together as leaders. And so I think what I really learned from that was it's great to have these high level conversations, but really, are you taking advantage of leveraging that communication with the staff that are going to be affected directly from this? So that was a wonderful, I was so proud of this idea. I did so much research. I'm a big fan of looking things up. And when it came down to it, it's like, oh, I forgot about the people that are going to have to actually implement this. So that, as a newer division director, was a really wonderful lesson for me. And I really appreciated my more senior division directors kind of like supporting me through that growth experience.
Excellent. Jeremy, I'm going to ask you a big question, and then I'm gonna follow up with the question you submitted, because well, but I know the answer to this one, and I really appreciate it because I think it leads into your next one. But can you share a little bit about your career journey? How did you end up here at the Department of Health?
Yeah, my name's Jeremy Turner. I just celebrated 21 years working in HIV and STI work. Thank you. Yeah. And so I've been very passionate about this because of, our communities that are impacted specifically with HIV. And, as someone who, when I came out at 21 or at 17 and asked to leave my home and live in my car, a lot of people who find themselves in that kind of position don't end up being the division director at the Indiana Department of Health. They end up in a lot of spot. And so, it's been an honor and a pleasure. I've been in this position for 8 years almost. And so, it's been a journey. I've worked in, all kinds of different community services, housing, prevention. It's been the joy of my life to do it.
Excellent. So with that and all that experience, what do you see are the biggest barriers you believe prevent people from reaching HIV viral suppression?
We're dealing with we're dealing with a syndemic. We're not dealing with just, multiple little pockets of what's going on. And the same populations that are disparately impacted by HIV are those same folks who are disparately impacted by most of the programs that are represented at the Department of Health. And so we have a larger scale issue. And when we think about how we work together as leaders, the cooperation that we have between our divisions is the only way that we're going to see any kind of real progress moving forward, because this is truly a team lift and we can't do this in a vacuum. And I think that that's been a big push for us. And I think that that's something, if we're ever really going to reach the finish line on anything, we're going to have to do it in lockstep together.
Thank you, Jeremy. Jamie, I know a lot of people in the agency go to you for help and advice. So what in your experience makes you a great mentor, and how can employees find one or be one?
I think you have to be able to create a space and the safety for your staff to be able to come to you and share their thoughts and their opinions and maybe their ideas for areas of your own growth. I think being a mentor means that you are also learning from the person that you are mentoring. It's not a one-way street. So I think looking for that is really important. And I think somebody who really focuses on the development of self-awareness as a leader is really important. You know, that expression, everybody thinks they have a good sense of humor, but that can't possibly be true. Self-awareness is a little bit like that, where you need that 360 assessment like we're doing it at IDOH to really become a good mentor and leader.
Thank you. Paul, so your background and education weren't in public health when you took on to this role. How do you see folks without health-specific training fitting into the work that we do?
Yeah, so I came from housing. I worked in the for-profit sector for a while. I worked in nonprofit, had a scholarship with Habitat for Humanity. So my background wasn't doing good. And I wanted to find a place that I could do good better and do good for more people, and where I could leave every single day knowing that I had fought the good fight and that I advocated for the right things. And if somebody told me no, that was okay, but that I put my best foot forward. And I was fortunate enough to know of a position open here to do that. And I think, selling the powers that be here on that commitment that I am going to do good as best I can, and I am going to advocate for the absolute right things for Hoosiers, is the thing that I would look for in anybody that we want to hire, right? I don't need somebody necessarily who knows everything about the thing that we work on. I need somebody who's there for the right reasons and who's going to commit to learning the things that we need to learn to be as good at doing good as we possibly can.
Thank you. Larry, what do you find the most challenging part of being a leader?
For me, the most challenging part is delivering bad news. As leaders, we somehow know the impact of what that bad news is gonna come about. We're human. So we feel sometimes what that person who's going to receive that challenging feedback and or information feels. But for us as leaders, we have to sometimes soak it in, deliver the feedback. And then at times with our staff, we have to be vulnerable and let them know that that was a challenging part for us. So for me, at times when delivering that feedback or that information that's not roses to folks is the most challenging part. What helps with that is the vulnerability part that I talked about earlier, is for me, my staff, I have this plaque, walk into a room and change the atmosphere. So every morning when I come in, I say good morning to my staff. Walk through all of the cubes. I call it my water walk. So if you see me walking with this throughout the cubes, is that I'm walking to get to the water fountain that's on the other side, outside of my office space, so that my team knows that I'm there. I'm, have an open door policy and I'm willing to engage in those challenging conversations. Or just if they wanted to stop in. So that is what helps me as I'm delivering those challenging conversations.
I am gonna push back a bit against that just a little bit because he didn't have a bit of trouble telling me he was leaving me to be my deputy when he took the role as the registrar. He didn't have one bit of hesitation at that.
As you all can see, Jeremy misses me a lot. So, I appreciate it.
Perfect. Christina, what would you tell a earlier version of yourself as you were stepping into leadership? What is a lesson learned, or what do you wish you would have known then?
Oh, gosh, yeah. I wish that I would have, from the get-go, really practiced more like self-care with myself, and really establishing good boundaries with what you can and can't do, what you are or aren't willing to engage in, those types of things. And I think the kind of the flip of that, if I could put a positive spin on that, is I've really been open to having different opportunities, and really anything that I encounter, I take it as a learning experience. So it's like, ooh, that stung at first, but what can I learn from that? Like, what can I go forward and take this and use it next time? So I think that is something that I would encourage someone who wants to be a leader, is to really don't take any experience for granted. Really hold on to those. It happened. It sounds cheesy. It happened for a reason. And the best thing you can do is take it and help yourself grow and help those around you grow and learn from it.
Jeremy, what soft skills do you believe are essential for success as a leader and at IDOH?
So one of the things, actually, there's two things that I learned from my very first supervisor when I had my very first job in a retail store. And she said that she was never going to ask anybody to do anything that she wasn't willing to do herself. And that she never wanted people to show up to work every day and think that she wasn't working harder than they were. And that they were putting in more effort than other folks were. And I think that those two pillars have always been a big guiding, I don't know, not guiding light, I don't know what else to call it, but, mantra for leadership is that, if you show up and if you're willing to demonstrate to your teams that you will scrub toilets all the way up to run the division, or, you are going to put in as much effort as anybody else will on a project, that goes a long way with inspiring your teams.
Excellent. Thank you. We're going to wrap up. We'll start down here with Larry. And if all of you guys can just, and some of you have kind of said it a little bit, so maybe you might be repeating a little bit, but we started off today, I was talking about, connecting to your purpose and the why are you here. So if you wouldn't mind, each of you, again, starting with Larry and then going on down, what is your why?
I've always dwelled in service leadership. That's my why. Knowing that whatever I put in will have an impact has really driven me to be successful in a leader, and just simply just showing up, as Jeremy said.
Thank you. Paul?
Yeah, I think I said it. Just getting an opportunity to serve the people around us who don't look like us, who may have different socioeconomic backgrounds. People don't inherently trust government, and that's okay. And it's our job to work with everybody, from those that do to those that don't, and try to deliver great work and great service to them.
Christina?
I think my why would be leaving something better than when you found it, and seeing how you can create a space for people to truly be their authentic selves. Be the leader that they need you to be, not the leader that you want to be necessarily. And so I really do thrive off of seeing people have those light bulb moments. I love that. And if I can be a little part of that, then that's really important to me as a leader.
Thank you. Jamie?
My purpose is preventing people from dying, preventing Hoosiers from dying, enabling my staff, empowering my staff to do that, getting out of their way so that they can do that. That's my purpose.
I would say that, and I'll have this saying that if, ending the HIV epidemic were, like the movie, The Field of Dreams, we would already have ended the epidemic because, and that's been very many different ways in other parts of public health. We have systems in place that can address most of the kinds of issues that we're seeing. But for one reason or another, that system of care is not working for everybody in the same way. And that's why we continue to see, ongoing health disparities and then, which contributes to, lingering problems that we have solutions for. And so finding the answers to why that's not working and how to make that work, is a big driver for me.
Let's give them a round of applause, everybody. All right. Thank you, guys. Really appreciate you sharing your wisdom and your expertise with us. Thank you for being a leader here at the Department of Health. I'm now going to turn it over to John, who is going to be our game award person. Yeah. Host.
All right. Can we let's raise up some energy. I want to hear the noisemakers again. All right. Perfect. And then if everyone at the end can give those noisemakers to Paul because he's going to test them for lead. So I appreciate everybody doing that. Amy, get on. You got to be on stage. So Amy and I are going to co-host this. So if you guys have been tapped to be part of the game, come on up. All right. And do you guys know what team you are? Oh, okay. Well, let's get in the right order. So team 1, Tasha Smith, Jeremy Musco, Caleb Hoffman, and Dustin Williams. All over here, team 1. All right, team 2, Maurice Towns, Nick Larkin, Patricia Truelove, and Courtney Mayfield. All right. Team 3, Aaron Zuba, Michael Regan, Amanda Hoagland, and Emma Smythe. All right. And then, that's just 3 teams. All right. So here's the rules. We're going to go through as we're celebrating those 35 years of public health. We're going to celebrate with some 90s trivia. So Amy and I are going to read some questions and you guys are going to answer them. Do we have the squeakers? We need the.
I feel like we're supposed to have buttons.
Okay, you guys are going to get little squeakers to push. 1 for each team. Okay, so somebody pick a team captain that's going to ring in for you guys.
Make sure it works. Okay.
Awesome. I can't wait to hear that over and over again. Oh, also raise your hand too, because all the squeaks are going to go together, I have a feeling. So the categories are going to be, pop culture, technology, movies and TV, and then trends and fads. And you guys are playing for some very, very mediocre prizes. So get excited. Oh, just lower those expectations immediately.
It's not from Target.
It's not from Target. It's even worse. So the bag could be part of the prize. Okay, so we're going to begin. Now, the rule is you have to let me finish the question and then you can squeak in. Okay. Who was the author of the bone-chilling Goosebump book series? Team 2. All right. All right. Which sitcom was famous for the line, "How you doing?" Oh, I think he won squeak. Oh. We're gonna still gonna the prices aren't worth it. A sitcom.
It's a TV show.
Friends, yes. Technology. Technology.
All right, we're gonna move on to some technology questions. All right, ready? What portable music device did kids use to play cassette tapes? Yep, Walkman. All right. Team one in the lead. All right. Before Google, what was one of the most popular search engines of the 90s? All right, Yahoo.
We also would have accepted
Ask
Ask Jeeves.
All right,
All right, going to movies and TV. Ooh, who hosted MTV's music video countdown show, Total Request Live? Oh, no, you guys don't get it because you did not wait until the end of the question. Total Request Live. Yes, team 3. Ooh, this is a far reach. What alien sitcom character loved to eat cats?
I don't know.
Alf. Yes, team 1. All right, before we get to the final round, team 1 has 3 points, team 2 has 2 points, team 3 has 1 point.
moving on to trends and fads. What was the name of the squishy shoe trend in the 90s? 3. Jellies is it.
This is close. We could go into a tiebreaker if team 2 or 3
Okay.
steps it up, but team 1, you guys could win this.
Okay. I'm gonna have to go with this next question because I think I own several of these. What music compilation album series gathered all the biggest hits each year and sometimes each summer?
3.
I think it was team 3.
Now yeah.
Say it again.
Now that's what I call music.
Yes, that's correct.
So we have a tiebreaker between team 1 and team 3. So I'm sorry, team 2, we have to ask you to leave. Please take your seat.
I would like a review of me trying to squeak my hand as I was jumping for the friend's question.
Please see SPD after this to file that review. All right, choose a random one.
Okay. Which 90s group is the best-selling girl group of all time?
Ooh.
The Spice Girls is correct.
All right.
Great job, all of our teams.
So to award you guys,
And coming from behind, good job, guys.
sure. Come get your awesomely lame prizes. Okay, so here is a small trophy. It is not engraved, it's mostly plastic, and it's pretty. And for the person, for the squeaker, since you did such a good job, you get the biggest prize of all, which is a cereal box that we just stapled the 90s trivia challenge to. So I hope you enjoy honeycombs, which is not the best cereal. Oh. Don't drop the trophy. Thank you. Yeah, thanks, guys.
All right, let's give a round of applause to our contestants and our game show hosts. I would like to take a moment, anybody who worked to plan one of the days for Public Health Week in general, plan the award ceremony, please stand up so we can recognize you, and thank you for all your hard work. Thank you, guys. So in conclusion, I would like to challenge all of you to today think about what is your purpose? What is your why? Why do we show up to work every day? Number two, continue to try to maintain transparency and hold us accountable for that. Provide support to your teams. And finally, let's continue to recognize each other's achievements. Congratulations to everybody today. Love you all.